Talk TV live with another match reaction, and the Toon has won, ladies and gentlemen. The Toon is back to regular form, to
Normal
normal.
service has been resumed.
Exactly, after a few days off. So there we go. We got the mighty win. We got Brent. We got Gary, of course. So we'll throw the link in a minute. So please, join us if you want to have your say. Yeah, man, what a win! Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Very important. Please smash the like button right now. Yeah, help us reach as many Newcastle fans as we can. And become a member if you can. Super chat. Do all of that if you want to. Well, lovely win, man. What do you guys think?
Well, what is Brant think? Because we haven't heard Brant's opinion today yet.
Exactly.
Yes, his first 30 minutes for me wasn't the best. But once we got the tie and then we started to kind of put the foot down, it was much better. Second half, much improved. Still some shocking backline situations. The goal that was disallowed was, I don't even know what to say about that. Mostly on Shar, definitely. It just seemed like he almost heard somebody tell him to let it through, because he let it through and then he turned around and put his arms up. Now, who knows what actually happened, but that was poor. Outside of that, 3 points is 3 points. With the way things are going right now, we got to take it. 3 goals. Loved that Tonali goal with Gordon. That was beautiful play. I'd love to see Tonali score. He deserves to get some, stats. He does everything for us at the back in the midfield. So, yeah, that 3 points. Keep moving. Fulham next at home. I think the defense is going to have to get sorted with them coming to town. They're a very good team as well. So, but I'm happy.
Good.
Yeah, man. The link is out there for everybody to join. Have your say. We won, so we probably won't see Tiger Studios join us.
Hey, I saw him. He was all over the chat when we were losing 1-0, and then as soon as we went up 2-1,
yeah, that sounds like
one comment from him for the rest of the match.
So he's gone. But anyways, Peter should be joining us as well. The other twin, to have his say about the match. I think overall we did what we had to do. We deserved to win. There was no issues there. I mean, we were the better team. We started a bit shaky, which is a bit surprising. It's been kind of, it's surprising, some of these defensive deficiencies that we got, man. They're kind of odd. But let me welcome Lewis. Lewis, how you doing, mate? You're muted, Lewis. Well, Lewis is muted there. But what do you guys think about the defense, man? It's just a bit shocking how we allow certain goals, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm back.
Well, I was more worried about the one that was chalked off, to be honest, because that was just pathetic by shit.
Oh, the last one, yeah.
Yeah.
The one that was disallowed for offside, because he obviously had no idea where that player was.
But I mean, I think I want to agree with Gary. I think that he tried to headbutt it to Dubravka.
I don't think he did. I think he did.
He has
not.
Tiger, man.
Tiger.
How's it going, Tiger? All good, bro?
All good in the hood, mate.
So why you hiding, man?
Why am I hiding?
Why did he disappear from the chat after we equalised?
I was making beds. So,
yeah.
Making beds.
Hey, listen, I still had the game on, so I was watching it, making beds.
All right. Well,
how many beds have you got to make, lad?
Exactly.
There's two, making 2 today. So.
Ooh.
Lewis, do you hear us, mate?
I can.
There we go. So what do you think, Lewis? All good?
Yeah, I can still hear myself in the background.
Okay. Well, I mean, you want to just have your quick say on?
Yeah, but thank God we got the win again.
Right,
actually, I'll come back in 2 seconds.
Okay, man, no worries. Cheers. So all right, and Mr. Tiger. So Tiger's in the building. Tiger, just tell us, man. Was it hard to watch at the end? 3-1.
Yeah, it was hard watching it when I'm building the beds, but listen.
Beds as opposed to making beds.
Now, what Brian was saying earlier, the first 20 minutes or so, it was a bit nervy, but until we got the equaliser.
Well, yeah, saying that, but I mean, the first 10 minutes we had 5 corners. J7 could have had 2 goals.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's the 3:30 when Tino put that ball through for Isaac.
Yeah.
That could have been another one. The J7 could have had a hat trick the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, but come on, man. Time out.
He had a poor game. Listen, I'm not disputing he had a poor game, but he could have had a hat trick.
How come? Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah,
that's
if
what
you
you
put
need to start
every
with.
single thing you touch away, sure.
I mean, he also
that's tough to do.
I mean, it was shocking seeing how he was just giving away the ball like that. I mean, and by the way, Gordon just as bad, man. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Why?
Gordon wasn't great, but at least he was doing what he does, which is carry the ball forward before he loses it in there.
Well, that's his job, by the way. So
yeah.
I don't know what you.
Sure.
No, I'm not understanding why he's so inconsistent right now, Gordon. And I mean, he'll have a great. I mean, next game he'll score a great goal, and everybody will forget. But it's crazy seeing how so inconsistent he is at this moment in time. You know what I mean? So it's a bit weird. Gary, you want to show us something? Here we go.
Well, just on what you were saying there about Anthony Gordon. If you can throw it up on there.
Yeah.
Anthony Gordon, as you can see, down at the bottom here. Lewis Hall, who's our left back, is virtually in the same position as Anthony Gordon. And I think this is what I was saying before, where we become very lopsided at times. And if you look at our shape on the other side, where you've got quite a nice little triangle. And I said today, for me, not for the first time, but it was nice to see Tino, Bruno and Murphy actually making some links up some nice shape on that right-hand side. And again, this is what we were saying about Bruno having that freedom of midfield now. He is, our second most forward player from midfield. You've got Tonali and J7 who sat deep today, and it was more Bruno's role to support Isaac. But the one thing that gets me, let me get rid of this advert because I hate these adverts, is this area here. We've been really looking at our left-hand side for most of the season as I get out. But what's been really obvious, especially against Bournemouth, and again today to a degree, Anthony Gordon, for some unknown reason, likes to play more inside. And I think at this present moment in time, what we saw from Lewis Hall, I thought today was really good. I think he overlapped Gordon lots of times. Probably our furthest forward left-hand player at most of the time. Yeah. What Gordon seems to be doing these days, instead of actually running the wing, he did it a couple of times, but he likes to come inside today, and he likes to be in this channel and around here. Now, I don't know whether that's him because he's not getting many goals, and he wants to be a bit more involved in more of a central area, and that's what's spoiling his game at the minute. But we do certainly see him a little bit unbalanced as we speak on that left-hand side.
All right. We're going to welcome here Peter as well, the other twin. Welcome, mate. How you doing? Are we doing great? Well, obviously we just won, man. So you better be. I love that shirt, by the way. I want to get that shirt. But nice I want to get in Warren Barton with the Warren Barton number. But what do you think about the game, man? Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I mean, I have to admit, I missed the last sort of 20, 30 minutes. But yeah, I've seen all of it before then. And I thought it was a professional job from what I saw. I thought they'd done the business. They obviously got the 3 points. And what I will say is that I think they got a bit lucky with the penalty. And I think that no, honestly, if I was Southampton fan,
really,
I'd be like, he got his body in the way and he protected the ball.
He stamps on his foot.
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't see any stamp on the foot. Like, honestly, I mean, fair enough. I'm happy.
And got nowhere near the ball, by the way. Well, I'm saying he got nowhere. He didn't touch the ball.
I just thought that, I thought Newcastle looked a bit shaky before. Like, I thought we started well, and it was a bright start. Winning the ball high up. We weren't really getting any shots on goal, but it was a bright enough start. But then suddenly, when they scored, and again, it comes back to the wider point, I think, of crosses, how dangerous crosses can be in the game when you whip in a good cross for the striker. Obviously, we saw the damage that it can do. So, and from that point, when they scored, again, Southampton, when you play these teams, bottom of the league, when they've got something to hold on to, suddenly it's like they're not bottom of the league anymore. They've got the tails up. They've got something to hold on to. They're buzzing. So I thought, oh, this could be a bit tricky now. And it was. I thought for a little bit of a spell after that. So it would have been interesting to have seen how they would have coped if they didn't get that penalty. Because like I say, it looked a bit shaky. But obviously, Isak, cool as you like from the spot. And from then onwards, I thought they looked obviously the better team and professional job after that.
Yeah, definitely agree. All right.
All you see, you missed the last 20 minutes. You didn't miss much because in the last 20 minutes, I only wrote one thing down, which was when GS7 had the shot that bounced off the defenders.
Well, no, you definitely missed Shar's mishap, which could have cost us. Not really cost us. I mean, 3-2. But I mean, it's just what he did. It almost feels like it's elemental, man. Like, you know, it's I don't get it. But before we continue, because we got to get the votes in, and people want to have their vote, of course. Man of the match. So we got 4 options, 4 slots for man of the match today. Mighty Win. Who's your man of the match, my friend?
I'm gonna go with Isak.
Well, yeah, that's an easy one. Yeah, Alexander Isak.
Yeah, you Tonali.
I will say Tonali. If nobody says Tonali, then we got to look at some of these panelists a little bit farther.
I'm just going to say if anybody else has got their eyes open.
What do you think, Brent?
Oh, he took mine. I like Isak in this one. Who else? I mean, Hall was good. I'd put Hall in there.
Ooh, Lewis Hall.
One of his better games for me. He gave the ball away several times.
Well, let me tell you something. Byrne gave the ball away too.
No, he didn't.
Gary, what do you think?
Yeah,
Who's your man of the match?
I'm going to go with Tonali. I just thought Tonali was quality today.
Of course, 100%. One more, Mr. Tiger. Who is yours? You can pick. If it's already picked, that's fine.
I'll go Murphy.
Great pass.
Well, he had some chances. Played a
he had a really nice shot.
Well, now we're going to get into the democracy of the channel. But Peter, who's your man of the match?
I agree. Murphy was quality, like, but probably for me it's between Isak and Tonali.
Okay, so we can put Murphy then, at least on the because we already got Tonali and Isak.
Murphy and Hall.
But still, who would you choose though if you had to choose one, Peter?
Probably Isak because he scored
the
goals. But Tonali, I think, just very quickly, the way he plays, I think he shows that class where he gets stuck in. He's got that pass on him where he looks really assured on the ball. I think I could imagine if you're playing alongside Tonali in that midfield or just anywhere really on the pitch, that is going to breed confidence. And kind of like, I can imagine that raises the game for the players around him. Just seeing him in action, he's quality like. So
yeah. Chris, one thing I want to say, this guy in the chat, Broski, saying that fans like Peter and Tim became fans after the takeover. Listen here, mate. Yeah,
you're
how many times I have to say it? I've been a fan for 25 plus years.
Yeah, you're good, man. Listen, you're good, bro. You don't have to. But Peter, we know factually that he has been a Toon fan all his life. Now,
I was there with Bobby Robson.
Exactly, and we'll bring up we got a show on Peter and his brother on what is a great story. So, Broski, bro, you have an issue with me. That's perfect. You love the Mighty Win. Perfect. I'll give you his address so you can go please him whenever you want. But you don't have to bash other fans, bro. So, it's...
But Chris, I want to say something, yeah? Like, I don't get why people think I'm negative when my agenda for my club is to win trophies.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I don't get how it's a negative. If I've got an opinion on someone, let's say I want Howe out, and he's not performing well, then they should accept it. And, like, if he's not performing well, we want him out, yes. Because we want to get to a standard where we're winning trophies and competing every single year. I don't get where this whole negativity's come from.
Everybody has their opinion, man. Broski is one of those guys that just, the only person he loves in the world is Mighty Win over his mom, I'm sure. So it is what it is. He left for a while. Now he's back. It's one of the things. it is what it is.
Ronald Toma goes, only 25 years. Like, how old do you think I am? I'm only 29 years old. God, it's not my fault. I haven't supported.
And by the way, let me just clarify. Let me just clarify, because there's something only on online fans, by the way, that it's a negative to just become a fan. Who cares if you became a fan yesterday? Toon fans welcome anybody, and we want to grow the fan base. It doesn't matter.
That's something that a lot of these fans are going to have to understand. You know, coming from an American perspective, if you guys really want your club to grow and deal with PSR and become a big club and win trophies, then you're going to have to start accepting people who have been a fan for 2 days and open your arms to them, because you know that's going to be the best way to, especially because I joined this team. I really started following this team around 2010, so I'm a relatively new fan, but I followed them because I realized the how the Newcastle fans are. Like they're passionate, they know football, they love football, and that's why that's one of the main reasons I became a fan of Newcastle, because back in 2010, what other reason would I have had to become a fan?
Exactly.
So, but what you're going to have to accept is, you know, a lot of new people, new faces, people who maybe don't even know the sport as well as you do, but bring them in with open arms, you know, and be happy that you're gaining a fan base.
Exactly. And Tiger is the most negative person on here. Well, listen,
I'm going to be negative now, yeah? I'm going to say something negative now.
What you going to say? I don't care. Well, we're going to disagree with you anyway, because you shouldn't be nowhere near Eddie Howe out today.
It was during today's match. Why the hell is he bringing Miguel Almiron on? I don't
agree.
care about this whole, it's his last game or the MLS hasn't started. If he's leaving, he should not be in the squad. What if he got injured today?
Well, you do got a point. And
those fans down at the St. Mary's singing Miggy, mate, you're a bunch of jokes, bro. Come on, man. He should be nowhere near this team now. Just let him go. Tell him to
By the way, he almost scored a good goal.
He did.
But look,
what if he comes on and breaks his leg and we're
nagging, man.
I'm negative.
That's ridiculous. Why is Osula?
I don't give a fuck about Almiron.
Yeah, Osula should be playing. Osula should be playing. Miguel Almiron should not be.
Well, that is the thing, because you got Osula to come on. Now, listen, you know, we're here to analyze the game. So, I mean, you know, there are things that didn't go right. There's a reason why they scored. You know, we made a few mistakes here and there. You have to point out. You know, I mean, we can't just say everything is perfect, because it isn't. It isn't. It really isn't. I mean, you know, we played against the worst team in the Premier League. We won it 3-1, by the way. So we did what we had to do, and that's where you got to give praise to the team. I still disagree with some of the changes. To be fair, I don't get the mindset behind that. But you know, he made them. I don't know. I mean, I wish I would have seen Osula though. Osula should certainly. Why do we have to put a Gordon in the middle? And then why do we have to do all of that when we know? Wayne, you're muted, by the way. Why'd you mute yourself, man? Who's in the background?
I didn't mute myself. Well, not intentionally, anyway.
Anyway, I
couldn't understand any of. Well, okay, maybe I wanted to say Miley on anyway, but some of the substitutions were just crazy for me. You know, if you're going to take Bruno and Isaac off, put Miley and Osula on.
I mean, if I may, just throw a little bit of a not a tactical or a technical situation. For me, if you look at our bench today, we've got two centre-halves, Botman and Kelly. Now, I know people will say to me that Kelly will have been obviously on there to cover the left-back position. Has he been an absolutely outstanding left-back when he's played there? No, he hasn't. But Target was dropped for that. So for me, as you know, as Tiger's just said, I'm quite happy with that. For me, it's a case of, let me have a look at my best squad. I've got somebody, and again, I know how Eddie Howe works. I've got somebody who can play right back with Trippier. And we've seen, as we saw against Bournemouth, he then throws Tino over to the left-hand side, which isn't his natural possession. The simplest thing for me was to keep Target in the bench and drop Miggy, because he's gone, or supposedly being gone. So you're absolutely right. If he'd have got an injury today, not only would you have lost the deal, but also then you lose that other person who should be playing our right wing or supporting Murphy on that right wing. So there's parts of me that think, it's lovely to think the sentimental value where you're sending a player away to say goodbye to the fans and everything else. I understand that, but for me, the risk outweighs the money. You know what I mean? And again, what I look at is the fact that by doing that, you actually make the squad weaker because you haven't got a natural position for the left back, where you had one if you'd have took him out the field. So there's lots of critical points that you could actually pick at and say, that was a bad decision. But for me, you must have cover across the park. And I always look at why put somebody who's a natural right back on the left-hand side when he looks uncomfortable, when you've got a natural replacement there in the background.
Well, it's a good point by one. Shop window of short subs. So give him
potential.
Giving Miggy a run out.
Well, can I show you something about this shop window subs?
But I thought
this is really interesting. It's up to you whether you want to put this on, Chris. But I want to show you something. One of our subs that played. Put it on whenever you're ready. Yeah, really quickly, because obviously you want to get people in. Now you look at Miggy, Longstaff, and Miley. Longstaff, 1 pass, 1 giveaway in his time on. Now I know he didn't have many minutes, but this to me shows you why Longstaff is going further and further afield when it comes to playing on a regular basis. 1 touch of the ball, 1 giveaway. And if you look at the top, I have marked everything: shots, distribution. They're all ticked. I ain't cheating. That's what you get from Longstaff.
Well, I mean, Longstaff came in really late, though. To be fair,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So.
He did make that run into the box. The pass didn't get.
That was offside.
Tonali thought real fast, and then it was a little bit too fast for Longstaff, man. But
you can take that down now, Chris, if you want.
All right.
Sorry,
and so let's go with some comments here. Boki, is Howe trying to prove a point that he wants to give Miggy by bringing him on?
No, I don't think so.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
I hope not. Anyway,
I don't know, because I mean, if you're trying to sell him, but by the way, folks, I mean, I get B. Reagan said, well, he's a Newcastle United player. So did Howe said the same thing. But at the end of the day, we know there are risks. You're trying to sell him. I mean, Howe might not be trying.
If he got injured today in the lot, all these fans are saying, "Oh, he's a Newcastle United player," are going to be complaining. That why did Howe bring him on? Don't bring him on at all. Just don't bring him on.
Here's the thing. I think what I wouldn't have put him on is simply because I wanted to see Osula. Because Osula is, if Isak is not fit, he coming off. Osula needs to come on. Because he made the Gordon change to the middle. He put Willock on the left, and that kind of didn't seem. It just didn't seem to make sense. However, we did win 3-1, so we kind of give more of a positive note to things here.
No, Chris, I'm happy about the result. We won because we're pushing for Champions League.
Well, exactly. Well, right now we're in Champions League form, and the thing is, with every other result, I mean, when you were following the other teams. So what do we got going on here, man? The Forest lost, so that's good.
Yeah. So we're 3 points behind Forest now, and we're a point ahead of Chelsea and Bournemouth, and 3 points ahead of Man City.
So that is pretty good. Brent, you wanted to say something? I think we cut you off, mate.
I don't remember at this point, but City and Chelsea are playing each other.
Yeah.
So whatever result happens there, we will be past, I believe, right? Because I think Chelsea have a better. So if they tie, Chelsea have a better goal differential. Mm-hmm. If City wins, they pass us because their goal differential. So we're going to end up in 5th regardless, but we're right there.
So what you're saying? But we all praying for a draw, though, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
mean, a draw, but a draw will put us 5th either way.
It will, but it keeps everybody close together, then, doesn't it?
No, but that is I mean, I'll tell you what, though, that is one hell of a mix right there.
But that's why it was important to get the 3 points today.
But that is a
if we hadn't got the 3 points today, we would actually been in 7th.
Yep.
And with a chance of going 8th.
Yeah.
And the big match of Bournemouth Liverpool next week.
And Bournemouth Liverpool.
That's going to be a good one.
Exactly. Peter, let me bring you in. I mean, it's going to be. Your brother was saying that Chelsea and Man City might have just more than Newcastle's, basically because of the squads, and that we don't have really a full. Our subs are not up to par with our starting 11. Do you agree with that? That they might just have more than us to get the Champions League.
To be fair, I think so. I think if Newcastle finished above Chelsea, either Chelsea or City, it might have to be both to get Champions League. Then I think Eddie Howe would have done an absolute amazing job, pulled a blinder to have done that without really strengthening the first team in the transfer windows. So, with that in mind, with the summer that the club had, yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think you'd have to say Chelsea and City are probably favourites, even though we're obviously above them at the minute. But
I don't see City.
They're above us.
Yeah, I don't see City finishing above us. I think they just got beat. They're about to fall out of the Champions League. They just got beat by who was it? I don't even remember who it was.
Yeah, it's a bad season, certainly.
Yeah. They are faltering big time, and don't get us wrong. I think Newcastle can definitely do it. I'm just kind of like, if you pushed me to give an answer, then City being City, how many times have we seen it when they've came back? I know it's not a title race anymore for them, but the times when they come back year after year, when you think, oh, they're out of the race, and then they would go and win it. They've probably got that never say die attitude still in that group if they dig deep enough. But no, I mean, honestly, I think it's amazing that Newcastle are pushing those two clubs this season to get back in top four with the fact that the way the summer went, that we didn't really bring anyone in for the first team, and we're still challenging these clubs. I think it's class, and it's doable. I'm not saying it's not possible, and let's keep going.
Yeah. Onwards and upwards.
Lee says he's got a comment here. If Miggy goes and we don't bring in cover, it will be a big mistake. Do you guys agree with that? Because I mean, if Miggy, I don't know if I agree with that, because if Miggy is not really somebody that he's trusting to win you games, to start the first sub, then is he really that important? I mean, yeah, you got to get a player in, but to not sell him because you don't get, I don't think he is, though. I don't think he's that important to the team at the moment.
Well, if I can just throw my pennies worth, just as you talk, can I just say Miggy, when he came on through the middle, did more than Gordon did when he went through the middle.
100%. Yeah, well, but because it's not Gordon, but that's why we criticize, Eddie on stop putting. It almost feels this way that he puts Gordon in the middle because he wants him to score. He wants him to get into meet, simply because Gordon is not a good center forward.
Can I just say on that, Chris? Yeah. With Asula, I wonder if Asula was kind of brought in as a Paul Mitchell signing, and maybe Eddie Howe.
It was Tyndall.
They said it was Tyndall, but
yeah, it was Tyndall that bought in Asula.
Well, yes, Tyndall worked with him at Sheffield.
Right. I mean, it's just the way that he's kind of like reluctant to play him. Maybe tells me that he wasn't completely sold on the idea of bringing him in the first place. Otherwise, why is he so afraid to give him minutes? That's just obviously it's a theory. I don't know if that's true, but I agree, though. It's strange how he doesn't get more game time.
Yeah. We got Steve Rock the Toon trying to join there. Let us know if you can hear us, Steve, and then we'll bring you on, mate. Obviously, the Man City-Chelsea game has just started, I would assume, because now we're seeing some live feed from there as well. So we shall see what that score. Definitely keeping an eye on that. But it looks like regardless, we will lose our 4th spot just temporarily, at least, based on goal difference. So a lot of people think that we can finish in Champions League. We're hoping that the Forest does fall off. I mean, because it could be a possibility as well.
Yeah.
Well, that 5-0 is not going to do their mojo any good, is it?
Not today, yeah. But I mean, what is their?
But could that be their kick up the arse that we got off Bournemouth?
As well, that could be as well. Could be.
I suppose you could.
And Ray Fagan here. Hopefully, with Forest getting hammered today, that might start their downslide in the league. Well, there we go.
Yeah, and that starts Forest. Forest has a really tough schedule coming up. So they have Brighton next. I want to say it's away. Nope, it's at home. So it's Brighton at home, and then they have FA Cup against Exeter City, no problem there. But then they have Fulham, and then Newcastle away, Arsenal, and then City after that. So their schedule is chocked full in the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Well, we definitely had to beat them. That's got to be the main target that day.
I was going to say, keep an eye on Arsenal because their fans are kicking off whenever they lose. I think that the pressure's on Arteta. They're getting a bit sick of him, I think, So
yeah. Chelsea have just scored, by the way.
Oh wow!
Right. Oh man, already, man, the twats. Hell, man, already. Oh, that's gonna get it done, certainly.
That Marmoush had a great shot.
He did, yeah.
Ray says all Newcastle have to do is keep winning. Well, you're right. If we do that, we might chase Liverpool if we don't ever lose again.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Boca says we shouldn't be worrying about other teams. You're right, but if we keep winning, we're gonna win the league. But I mean, it's not realistic, isn't it? I mean, it's not realistic. But yeah, you're right. We do got to beat those teams that are weak that we should be able to beat, that we haven't been able to beat for last season at least. This season seems like we're turning the ship around, but certainly we did it today against Southampton. Let's talk about today's defense in particular. And that might lead us into being a little bit negative, and fans might say, well, we won. But the fact of the matter is that we've had those deficiencies back-to-back games now, where it's not about the other team scoring, because you're playing against 11 men, they can score. But the point is that it's so easy. They score so easy all season. The first goal, alone, Bernard alone. I mean, this is training, man. And so he was in a training session alone. I just don't understand.
That's crazy. That their brand new signing, their shiny new signing. Everybody's saying is why.
The 40 million boy. Yeah,
because enough.
The guy we were in on.
Yeah, it's nice to see they've got a familiar face like Shaw. To be fair.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So I mean, what do you guys think about the first goal? I mean, that was shocking.
Yeah, as incredibly poor.
Yeah, I mean, it's like we've mentioned it all season, and we keep mentioning it. When you move players centrally from your position, you're reliant on your midfield. And there was somebody in the chat that was saying about Gordon. I'm not sure whether it was Beer or somebody else. When I put that screen on where it shows you Lewis Hall next to Gordon. Obviously, you're saying that he was out there defending all the time. So where was he defending when it was their goal? You can highlight certain points for me where you look at. There's got to be cover on that left-hand side. But as soon as you move your two centre halves away from that central position, you're in trouble, especially when it comes aerially. Because we know the lads that are going to be coming in to support that. And that's why I mentioned J7 during the live feed. I mentioned where Shaw was during the live feed. Shaw was at the back stick. Didn't even look to go with the runner, just stationary. And it was Tino who obviously come from behind him to actually pick up. Now, obviously people will always say, well, Shaw was picking up the big boy, and we understand that. But you still need support from your midfield, especially J7, to come and fill the holes that's being left from the likes of Byrne going out to support Hall on that left-hand side. It was, I mean, don't get me wrong, they took the opportunity. It was a well-taken header. He gave Dubravka no opportunity to save it. You've got to give them the credit where credit's due, but it should never have happened in the first place.
It should never have been left alone there. I mean, Byrne was chasing somebody on the right side, and then obviously that spot was open. And nobody there. I mean, it's just shocking, man. Shocking. It's so easy they score, and on the second goal, I mean, obviously it didn't count. But
is he serious? Being saying Pope would have saved that. I don't think Pope would have got anywhere near that, man.
No way. Pope had. I mean, Dubravka had a great game, man. Oh, well, Peter's gonna say.
Yeah. Listen, I'm a Pope fan, but I don't think Pope saves it.
No, I think it kind of ties in with what we've mentioned before on this show, is that how when you deliver a quality cross, right, defenders hate defending against crosses because everything's on the floor these days. Everything's tippy tappy. So high balls in the box is a bit of a nightmare. And why wingers do not do that more often, I do not know. I mean, obviously it's because they're told to keep possession.
Why don't we do it more often, Pete? Because we don't ever seem to hit the box early, do we?
Nah. I think it's hopefully it's a trend which we'll hopefully see kind of like evolve back the other way at some point. But it's just every team now, more often than not, refuse to put those balls in because it's just the way managers, they say, I want to play a certain way, a certain brand, a certain way of football. And ironically, it's actually not as exciting. They think it is because they think it's the right way to keep it on the floor all the time. But actually, it's more exciting if you deliver a good quality cross like Southampton did there. And I just think defenders, they maybe get a little bit surprised when teams do that. They're like, oh, shit, like, we've actually got to defend. Like, we've got to hit the ball and put it out for a corner or, clear it. They're not used to just clearing the ball now. So that maybe caught us off guard a little bit because it was a quality delivery. So, yeah.
Yeah. Also, I thought the Bronco did great, man. Once again, let's go with some comments here that people have been saying. Tiger, you've been awful quiet, man. Tiger, come on, Tiger.
Wait, listen, if I say something else now, I'm just going to get everyone saying, oh, he's a negative, fake fan.
Well, why? But hold on, though, because
don't worry.
Because, but why? I mean, you just say something. I mean, we're. I would hope you would say positive things as well as negative, or what you see negative.
Well, look, like I said, I'm like, hold on one second.
Man, don't worry. Answer your phone, man. That's more important.
No, I can hear echo.
Well, yeah, you gotta wear headphones, man.
Chelsea's about to put another one on.
Yeah, go on.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. We can hear you. You got headphones down.
Oh, he can't hear us now.
Well, it's because
can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh yeah, so yeah, like I said, I'm happy with the result, whatever. But I just want to say like one thing, like with this transfer window, and if we don't sign anyone, because for me, when he makes the changes, our team goes below par. Like it's like a whole completely different team that plays when he makes the subs. Like we as a team, like with our strongest 11, have to win the game either in the first half or early second half, and then he makes the changes. Like I'm surely like I would love how needs to say like something to the board. You got to get me a player at least. Like he comes out and says we need to sell before we buy, but then he doesn't want to sell anyone. Like it make that make sense, right?
How do you know he doesn't want to sell anyone?
A striker, like you're not playing Osula. All right, if you're not going to play him, loan him. Get another forward player, so we can push on and get the top 4 and win the League Cup. Like I just think like with how being like this, and he wants to keep these core players. Like
how do you know he wants to keep the players?
No, that's what I'm saying. But like, and this is what people have a go at me because I have a go at Howe.
Yeah, but it's not how it
pisses me off about
not buying players.
Well, but to be honest, we don't know that he wants to keep them though.
Well, he doesn't want to sell them, Chris.
But how do you know that?
To be fair, that's the thing we don't know.
Well, look at
ins and outs
year,
of it.
January, we had Wilson, Trippier, and Miggy. All like people wanted to buy
but
them.
here's the thing.
And he said, "No, we're not selling them. We could have sold them then."
I don't. Well, look, I don't know. I mean,
could have sold Trippier and Wilson then.
We could have got 15 mil for Trippier. Are you telling me you wouldn't have taken that deal last year?
I wouldn't have taken it, no.
No, but and then on top of that, he didn't offer anything last year. He had his own problems last year. We should have sold him. Wilson as well. Look at him. He doesn't even play a game, and we gave him another year contract.
We couldn't sell Wilson last year.
By the way, hold on. Tiger is not Eddie Howe. He's changed.
I'm not Eddie Howe until the end of the season. Until we win a cup, we'll get Europe.
Oh, well, there you go. So you
know what I'm saying. So that's how, I'm not going to say that yet. But
the jury's still.
I'm just saying these things that Howe does.
But we don't know that he's doing it though, Tiger. We don't. He's never said I don't
because you're just happy every time.
But hold on, Tiger. He's never come out and said I want to keep Longstaff. I mean, but he also won't.
I don't know.
The thing is, right, Tiger. The thing is, at the boardroom level, to be fair, like we don't know if it may well be the board might be saying about, for example, Miggy or whoever else, we've got a certain value placed on X, Y, whatever player, X, Y, and Z, and they might be saying we're only going to sell at this price because of PSR, and they want to like balance the books. That might have nothing to do with how. To be fair, he's just like training the team and obviously trying to get players in if they can. But I'm not sure if the outgoings. I don't know how much input he has on that. I mean, do you know what I mean? We're in the dark with that a little bit.
And by the way, he can't dog a player out and say, "I want to get rid of this numpty," but I can't.
Yeah.
He can't say that.
But Paul Mitchell, he needs to like be ruthless here and say to Howe, "Listen, we're selling these players."
Well, maybe
know that he isn't.
No. Well, we don't. We don't know that either. But I think it would make more sense if you said Paul Mitchell, criticize Paul Mitchell instead of criticizing Howe, because Paul Mitchell is the one that makes that decision at the end of the day.
No, but okay, that's fair point. Now I'll come to Paul Mitchell. I'm going to say Paul Mitchell needs to come and say to Howe, "Listen, we're going to sell these players. Here's the players that we've got lined up. Pick one, and you're going to deal with it." It shouldn't be like, I get Howe needs to have his input and what kind of player he wants, but the players that we get linked with are shit. The one that Howe wants, like Calvert-Lewin. Like, come on.
Yeah, but that's a while back, man.
No, he still wants Calvert-Lewin.
I think.
How do you know he wants Calvert-Lewin?
Well,
because your mate in the press says it, posts it every week.
Brent, go on, man.
No, I think for a long time I thought Howe was part of the problem with keeping players, but it's definitely multiple issues. PSR is a huge problem.
If Howe's got players,
clearly,
he's got to. He can't diss them. He's got to.
He can't do that.
Exactly. Yeah.
However, he doesn't. If he, the only way you know when a manager wants and loves a player is simply by getting game time. And we had that issue with Longstaff forever. And now he's come to his senses. He fell from bed one time. He woke up and he realized Tonali is a great player and Longstaff isn't. So that's why he made the adjustment. After that, you can't keep. He's really not doing that with any other player. You can probably say Murphy, but there's no other option to Murphy. And actually, Murphy's doing quite better. He's playing quite better now. So I mean, that's what I'm trying to get at. You can argue Miggy, but Miggy gets 2 minutes, man, a game, and that ain't really. That's not gonna.
But you see the thing with the Murphy thing, yeah. So look, he's had a good season. Like Murphy's done well, yeah. We're all surprised. I'm surprised. I don't know about win, but I'm surprised that Murphy's played this well. He'll probably get another 3-year contract in the summer, and then perform shit.
But here's
and then
the
we're going to be sitting here again. Oh, we can't get Murphy off
that'll
the
be
books.
Mitchell, though. That's not.
But here's the thing, though.
Murphy needs to go. All these players need to go.
Well, hold on. I'm not necessarily a Murphy out guy either. I think if you give him a contract, that's perfectly fine for me, as long as you get a right wing that's proper right wing and plays over Murphy. But Murphy as a backup is not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's not.
So we don't know that yet. So I think we just got to calm down. And
but we all know we need players now.
Like, we need players. I agree with you. You can criticize the window.
Eddie Howe did say as well. He said several times he knows the importance of like freshening the squad up, and he's mentioned that more than once. So I think he wants players in just as much as what the fans do. I think
exactly. But you know what's crazy though at this moment? We're gonna get to Steven because he's falling asleep over there in the corner. Steve, but the thing is. You know what's not fair either, and I guarantee you Eddie Howe is fed up with doing this every week, having to answer questions that don't pretend to him, or don't pretend to him 100%, having to excuse the club basically on everything, because he's the spokesman for the club at the moment. And should he be? Probably not. It should be Paul Mitchell having a press conference and saying, look, let's just give the fans an update on what's going on because we haven't signed a player in 2 windows. And it looks like we're not going to in the 3rd window, whatever, blah, 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 whatever excuse. Or he might say, yeah, we're looking at our options and, it doesn't have to give 100% of the truth, but at least he can be the spokesperson for what he is in charge of. Eddie Howe is probably knackered every time he got to get up and do a press conference when people are asking him what he might not have an answer to. You know what I mean? He's going to give you the same answer every week, or maybe what he's told. The PSR is an issue, blah, 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 blah. So we can't keep blaming Eddie on things that it's really not his job, man. Other people.
That's why I get pissed off with Tiger, because he keeps blaming Eddie, and it's not Eddie's fault.
Now, if you told me, so we got to look at, like I said, on the pitch. If Almiron per se was started, or if Almiron was being the first sub in, then I could agree with you that he is prioritizing somebody that's not playing good. But he's not doing that. So, he did it once with Longstaff, and then he never did it again. Steve Rock the Toon, welcome to the channel, man. What is your thought on the game today?
I missed the first part because I couldn't get a stream. But I thought we played really well. At times, we lost the ball a couple of times. Southampton could have punished us, but I think our defence held out really well. I think we could have scored more goals, but I'm glad we didn't, because I think was you, Gary, one of the ones that got it fully right.
I did say 3-1 as well.
I'm glad that goal got disallowed at the end. So I was like, me and my daughter were sat on the sofa. We're like, no, offside. We were. So absolutely made up for the game. Really, absolutely fantastic. I think like last week.
By the way, 5 away wins in the league on the trot.
Yeah,
for the first.
That's good.
For the first time since 1996.
Yeah, because I thought last week on the on the fantasy football, I thought Win was going to clip me, but I just finally got it in the end.
Hey, all I can say is that Forest result with Bournemouth that kind of takes the eyes off of us.
That is a strange result. Even though I actually put Kluivert and what did I put in? I put Kluivert this week into my actual fantasy football team. I also put the defender in as well, who got the assist.
Wow, that's a heck of a result for you.
Fantasy football.
Yeah, fantasy football.
Not because you're bottom of the table.
He's bottom of the league.
I put my 11 in at the start of the season, and I've never looked at it since.
No,
I put it in on sufferance because there were wins. I couldn't give a toss about fantasy football. I like real football.
All right,
guys, we seem to be very negative regarding what's happened, but can we just look at?
It's not negative.
No. Listen, I'm just saying, Tiger, I agree with nearly everything that you've said, bud. But the one thing that I loved about today's game, and I've got to throw it in. The one thing I loved about today's game was bloody how clinical we were in front of goal.
Yeah.
All of them 3 goals were absolutely as cold as ice. And I think that is something that we haven't seen going on for years and years and years now. The one thing that you're absolutely right, though, mate, because obviously the one thing that worries us, and we said it at the start of the game in the preview, was the fact that there's a massive drop off from the starting 11 to the bench 11, and we've got to try and get that right. But for me, for Miggy coming on through the middle, I thought he gave us something today, and I have listened and watched so many people say to me that Miggy has played out of position for Newcastle United for the last 6 years, and he's never played in his natural number 10 position. And today I've seen something in Miggy that could have helped us going forward if anyhow had the kahunas to throw it forward. And I think he did a lot more in those few minutes that he presented us today than Gordon did when he went up top.
Yeah, no, but I think just Isak is
the other big thing to come out of the day for me was we had already this season taken more points from being a goal down than we had done in any other season.
In any other season,
and that again, another 3 points from going behind.
Something I was saying early in the season
when
we were struggling was, this Newcastle squad should be able to score goals. We have some great forwards, and we have a really solid midfield. And so something that kept us in last year, and really the Champions League year, I know our defense was solid then too, but we could put goals in the back of the net like crazy. And, sometimes that is up and down, but that's something that we finally saw, once what was it? the Leicester game, we started putting goals in the back of the net, and Isak started to come on, and that gives a chance against anybody. That's why, our athletic forwards and midfield, and the fact that we can score and we can be clinical is what gives us a chance against everybody in the league, and not every team can say that. So.
No, you got a good point. I mean, and by the way, Alexander Isak again to me proves he's the best center forward in the league right now. I mean, the clinical pass by Murphy, by the way, great pass.
And this is why it's so important that we get Champions League, because he's going to go otherwise.
Well, he can't go nowhere because he got a contract. But
I was going to say, yeah.
I reckon Europa League. I don't think it's beyond the. I know he's obviously a Champions League player. He's on that level. But if Newcastle got Europa League,
I think he'd be.
Maybe he'll stay.
Would come in, but I don't think it's absolutely guaranteed that he would leave. I think
I don't think he would.
You know what I mean? If Newcastle signed some good players in the summer as well,
I think they
might say to him, "Look, just stay."
He continues his run. He knows that this team suits him well. We're getting him the ball in great positions. We win the Carabao Cup, and then we get Europa League. I don't see anybody leaving. We do all that.
No, we got to get Europe. I mean, that's the main thing. We got.
Chris, don't jinx it.
No, I mean we got to get Europe. We got to. Now we're going to. We got. Well, look, I'll tell you what though. Even if it's Conference League, which I still don't like, by the way. I mean, it's Europe. That would be what 6, 7. 6 probably 6 certainly.
Seconds, isn't it?
It is. But
but
if you think
I'll take anything these days, win.
But that is if Forest continue on the perfect form and they become Champions League material, and if Chelsea and Man City wake up, all of that included. So what are the chances of that happening? Well, we shall see, right? I mean,
by the way, I am not sold on Maresca.
1-0 at the moment.
I'm not sold on Maresca. I think he still has a lot of proving to do. Chelsea have a squad on paper. They have 2 squads, but
I was going to say they've got 2 squads.
Yeah,
you know what the problem is with having the squad
them.
on paper, Brand? Football's played on grass, mate.
Exactly. You still have to coach them. You still have to manage them and get through any tough spots. And Chelsea has been kind of not as bad as you've seen at a City, but they have not looked great recently. So they're not unbeatable. I would love to be playing Chelsea right now at St. James.
I don't think he goes to any Premier League team. Like, I think the only team he goes to, I can see Madrid coming for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the only team.
There's no team that can afford
They
him.
need a striker. Like, they'll get rid of Vinicius or Mbappe, one of them.
Well, no, you got a point. But I think that Isak is just. I mean, the way he's playing right now is so like, just that second goal that he scored, man. It's just unbelievable how he gets to it. Nice control and the Thierry vibes, man. When he leans his body to the other side and just opens his foot. Boom.
He is Arsenal's type of striker,
and that's what they want.
If Arsenal want him, they'll come for him.
He's better.
No, they haven't got the money, Steve.
No.
There is probably only one team.
They don't want to pay that money.
They want him, they'll find it, won't they?
No.
No.
I don't think they want
we are on the ceiling of the PSR rule.
I don't think they want to spend a 150. I think Newcastle need to make it. It needs to be 150, and I tell you what, if this continues, it needs to go up.
150 brings you to the table to just start talking.
On the Arsenal thing, my mate who's an Arsenal fan, I had the same discussion with him, and Arteta's ran a lot of players in the ground. Like, look at Saka, he's injured. Yeah. There's a lot of players injured, and I said to him, you can talk about Isak coming to Arsenal. If Arteta's still in charge, he's going to run him in the ground, and then you're going to say after a season, "Oh shit, we need another striker." Like, listen, him going to Arsenal will ruin his career.
Yeah,
definitely.
Arsenal haven't got the depth of squad like Man City and Chelsea got, has it? So that's the problem there.
Yeah, all right.
I'm with Beer Viking too. He says we could win Europa League, and when you're talking about a project, 5 years, you're building something. You win you go and win a European trophy, and then the next season you're in Champions League because you're building a club on top of that. That's something you're really building something there.
But Champions League, you get as much money for getting.
I'm never going to say no to Champions League. Don't get me wrong.
Just on that,
for winning the Europa.
Are Arsenal guaranteed top 4? Everyone's talking about, he's
I don't think they are.
Not according to Win.
Win, I don't know how lucky Win is going to be. He hasn't finished in 8th. But
well, that's not happening either.
Don't know about that, like, but yeah.
Hey, listen, there's nothing in it, man. You know, they got a lucky win today.
well, look, I think they're going to be.
Well,
maybe not.
till Wolves had their man sent
I
off.
think they're going to be in Europe.
They
So
already had one sent off.
I
think
thought
it'll be
Steve was
26.
going to be out for weeks.
Here's a question: when was the last time we would have, if we can go to Arsenal later this year and beat them? How many times would have Newcastle beaten Arsenal 3 times in a year?
Yeah, exactly.
Never
I mean,
happens,
that's
mate.
something right there.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, I mean, that's what I said. I mean, you look at, Wynn said it before. I said it at the start. If we'd have won today, it's the first time since '96. We are moving on the project. I think the problem is it has gone a little bit stale, and there's a lot of fans out there that still want new players in. And like I said earlier on, even Eddie Howe has mentioned it. Us going stale. The biggest problem for us isn't us. It's the rest of the Premier League that has stopped us doing what we need to do. And I think that's the biggest focus we've got to do, is the fact that now we've got to stop all our bright young stars from being cherry-picked from the likes of Man City. And I'm talking about the likes of Lewis Miley, he's probably our main asset now that's going to create more value or book for money.
Yep.
So for me, it's a case of how do we move forward? Don't forget, this is the last year of PSR. We move on to a totally different thing. So if we can keep our nose clean this year, the future's only going to get better.
And just think, if we can get Champions League this year, even if we don't improve the squad, and then we go into the summer and we're in Champions League, and we have the coffers will be open at that point, because just like you said, the 3 years previous drop off. I mean, that opens up just a huge
value.
Huge amount. And
was it 73 million that goes off on 22-23 or 21-22?
And there's going to be plenty of players out there that are going to be available, are going to want to come and be in the black and white next year.
Yeah. And I mean, as that it looks, if it wasn't for a cup win, a lucky cup win, well, it wasn't lucky because Man U did well over Man City, we would have been in Europe this year. Mm-hmm. That's how close it has been. And that's what I said. I think people are just forgetting where we are on that trajectory and the project going forward. They said 5 years. It's still under the 5 years, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
And we're sitting fifth.
Got to give Howe so much credit for that.
Exactly. Last but not least, let's go some comments here and there so we can give people, show some of their comments, and then we'll call it a day because it's been great. But I gotta go eat. Certainly, I haven't had breakfast all day. Mighty Wayne. I haven't had breakfast, man. It's already midday here, man. Come on, man. You know I don't mess with my food. I don't mess with my food. Ian, it was important that we bounce back after last week. And we have. Exactly. Paul N says, great performance, a bit sloppy defending to allow the disallowed goal, but most importantly, job done. Well done there. James Cuff says, is building beds.
A euphemism.
Tiger, man. Come on, man. The Mackenzie family. Why does Azula get no minutes again?
I don't know, Mackenzie.
That's a question. That's a question to be asked.
As you'll see when we give Eddie Howe marks.
Zundalop says, lads, pray to Fulham to trash Man United. I guess they're playing against Man United, are they?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, right.
Well, I'm not too sure about that because Man United are now bloody
miles away, aren't they, from us?
They're 15 points behind us now. I'd
want the other way.
I'd want the other way. Fulham are on
exactly.
Maybe a draw.
Man United beat
perfect.
them
Actually,
out of the race completely.
Ray Fegan says, Tonali man of the match. He was class again and never tired throughout the full game.
Yeah he was.
Mackenzie family. Sorry, man.
How's it go? Bottom of the list,
You're
definitely off the Christmas card list.
We need to see Osula play more. Thought when Isak came off, we might see him play. Exactly, we all did. Boki, we have changed our style of play. We are trying to control games rather than just going hell for leather all the time. Mandy Pyle, welcome, says, it was a good result. I was a little worried before the game, especially as us Newcastle have had in the past, let clubs whom didn't win all season, who we have gifted them a win. There we go. Right. Alessandro Minetti, we won, but Jesus Christ, still not enough skill in the squad to allow the young boys to come in, get minutes. The vets sometimes lose focus too easy, and it leads to unnecessary stress, says Alessandro. Let's see, Morka. PDK here says, it's okay for Dubs to start and get his farewell, but not Miggy. That's just petty. Well, I mean, Dubravka is above that. I mean,
right now. An essential part of the game, isn't it?
Yeah, he's yeah. Waldo, Gordon doesn't cover well due to him playing on the left, not his natural side. He's a right-footed.
Well, that's what he wants to
play on the left.
John Boy, our best away run of results since 1996. Team are on the marvelous run, and people saying we should have done this and that. Need to remember, hindsight is a wonderful thing. We're hamstrung, ridiculous. Is that what it is?
Yeah. Ridiculous like rules.
You
ran out of characters.
It's PSR, isn't it?
Well, look, we have to also say what we saw, man. It was great. We won. There are some deficiencies. We got to point that out. But obviously, nobody can question the happiness that we have for the team. But we still got to do our job here, man.
It's quality. It's class win.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is that? Is it 10 out of...
10 out of 11.
11, yeah.
But Kenzie family just unsubscribed. There you go. Sorry, mate. But anyways, it's been a great show, ladies and gents. Thank you for showing out. Brent, Gary, Peter, Tiger, Steven, and Mighty Win, of course. We should be putting Eddie House comments reaction after the game. So stay tuned for that one, for the video. And by the way, just letting you know that on home games, some away games, maybe, but on home games specifically, we got all the equipment sorted. We got everything lined up for Mr. Amrit to do his thing outside St. James's Park. So if you go to the game, support the channel. He'll be, for the most part, sitting or standing on the outside the Strawberry to to get fans in, to have their say, to have their opinion. So please join him. Let's build that as well. If you're outside the stadium, I know Ray goes and Jesus are. Mighty Win will be the first one there to get it jump started on home games, to get the fans' reaction from outside the park. Always needed to get the fans' reaction, the fans that go to the game. So help us out with that.
Amrit's A-board.
Yeah, we got Amber. Amber's got his sandwich board on there. And by the way, actually, we haven't. No, but this is true. We're not giving sandwiches away. But what we are giving away is, if you go and have your say, we are giving you a pint. So it's a win-win situation for everybody. So it's good marketing, I thought. Geordies love their pints, and you just got to go out there and vent for a free pint.
Yeah, it just worries me where you pulled it from, though. I mean, if that Foster's is coming from Win, you don't know where that's going.
No, the pints are, you're going to go to a Strawberry and get your pints. No worries. Not coming from the Mighty Win. But anyways, it'll be lovely. Thank you so much for your support. And we shall see you in the next one, folks. Ciao, ciao. Take care. And bye.
See you guys.
1-1 City.